Good morning, good morning. It is hump day. I'm going to keep this on the screen for a little bit because I mean it with every ounce of my accent. Fuck cancer. Tell you what, you have these people freaking out about other things. This right here, my friends, is the enemy. Let's see who's in here. I've been chatting at the pre-party. I think I have the wrong glasses on. These are all scratched up because OJ's been full of piss and vinegar. I don't know what to do with him. We do need those shirts. Okay, I'm going to take these glasses off. I can't see because OJ has scratched them up. Okay, much better. Hello, Shannon. Hello, Insanity Mom. How was your birthday? Shanny's back. Did everyone remember to vote today for Shanny? We're trying to get her on the cover of Inked magazine. If you need the link, she'll put it in. Good morning, Bonafide. Chloe made it in. I already talked to Chloe this morning. Hope everyone is doing good, and we know what today is. It's always good to have a true crime break, but sometimes, it's things that we don't really want to talk about, and today we are going to talk about the passing of Toby Keith. I'm sure he would have worn pink on Wednesdays.
Oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
Hang on, Mermaid said Lala's in here. Damn it, Lala, I'm going to put a bell around your neck. We keep losing you. Love me like music. Oh, no. Love me like music 7 said, I'm fighting stage 4. Oh, honey. I'm going to drop the link anytime anybody wants to come up and talk. You are more than welcome. Let's put some hugs around our friend. Fighting stage 4 cancer, and you know on Wednesdays what we do.
It's adorable. It's so fetch. What is fetch? Oh, it's like slang from England. So if you're from Africa, why are you white? Oh my God, Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white. Could you give us some privacy for like 1 second? Yeah, sure. Okay, you should just know that we don't do this a lot, so this is like a really huge deal. We want to invite you to have lunch with us every day for the rest of the week. Oh, it's okay. Coolness. So we'll see you tomorrow. On Wednesdays, we wear pink. Oh my God.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink. You know where to get your pink? On Wednesdays, we wear pink CLL shirt. You know where to find me. Glad everyone is here. Was that some show yesterday? Woo. Woo. AB was tearing it up. Just me. Do you have your I wear pink shirt on? That's what I'm talking about. I think she was the first one to get one. All right, let's get to it. We had a lot of comments from the post I put up after we heard of the passing of Toby Keith. And if I get struck for playing any of his music, we will pop up on another live. We've done it before. We've been through it before. And today's not the day, YouTube. Okay, this is from our community post where I put up about the passing of Toby Keith. Love this comment from Just Me 6767, not the Just Me that we have in chat. She said, for Toby, cancer will put a boot in your ass. That's the American way. Fly high, Toby, and thank you for the music. Dee Dee said, I feel like I've lost a good friend. Amber said, rest in peace and boomer sooner. That's one thing about old Toby in Oklahoma. You just never knew where or when he was going to pop up somewhere. He was a huge follower of Oklahoma sports, Boomer Sooner. And our softball team, our girls' softball team, they were the underdogs, okay? Nobody thought they were going to win. Well, they did. They won the whole thing. So they're partying there in Norman, and who pops up on the stage but Toby Keith with red Solo cups. And you know that had to have meant the world to those girls. And hell, they knew the lyrics to the song. That song is probably older than a lot of them. But they knew it. First time I saw Toby Keith in concert was 1994. He was an opener for an opener. Yes, at the Tulsa Expo Center. Of course, saw him at the Tulsa State Fair several times. He played at the Claremore Expo Center. He opened for a band called Black Hawk. Remember them? And Black Hawk opened for Randy Travis. Well, like I said, you never knew around the state or anywhere around the country, actually, where he was going to pop up, because just a few months ago, this is before he decided to stop taking treatment for stomach cancer, Jason Aldean was playing in Oklahoma City, and who walked out but Toby Keith?
No, Teddy. How you doing, Oklahoma? I'm on my rehab tour. If I ain't at my bar, I'm down at Hollywood Corners, or I'm on stage with Jason Aldean. But the Almighty's been riding shotgun, and my ass is getting ready to go back to work.
Could you imagine being in that crowd? Everyone knows that he's fighting a horrible cancer. And he comes out and he says the Almighty's been riding shotgun, because he got to a point where he refused treatment. He was done with it. He said, I have faith in God. I think I've done what I was here to do. So let's just get to it. I don't think I could be that brave.
Let's see if we all know one. But you never heard of Marshall Dillon say, Miss Kitty, and we never thought of Lauren Ray. I settled it down to marry me. If I ask you twice, I bet you pretty clear. Yeah, she said yes, you knew you were winning. They never talked about his heart was a minute. He stole a kiss and he ran away. He never hung his hat up. The kid's face should have been a cowboy. With my six-year ride, my mommy on Cadillac. Still the young girl's heart, just like Jesus, boy. falling name, running wild, he's chasing Jesse James. Ending up on the brink of danger, riding shotgun, Texas Rangers. Go Western man, and the Jew and told Oklahoma's full of whiskey. Here we go, sitting out loud in the desert storm, dreaming my eye in a prayer. My heart should have been a cow, should have been a broken line. When I said she ride my pony on the cattle, stealing the youngest heart, just like Gene Roy, singing them country songs. Should have been a cowboy. Let's play some cowboy guitar. Should have been a cowboy. Should have been a ride. I needed my section. Riding my money on the cattle guy. Feeling the youngest heart. Just like Gene Roy, singing them town by song. Should have been a cowboy. Give me one more time. Okay, sing this. Should have been just like Gene Roy, singing them town by song. Oh, should have been a cowboy. I should have been a cowboy. Should have been a cowboy.
And of course, after he took over the stage, he couldn't just leave. He had to say, "Boomer!" knowing Jason Aldean is a big Bulldogs fan. See a lot of your comments, and I did not know that about a lot of you. Did not know. That's why I like doing shows like this. We can all get together and just take a deep breath, spill our guts. I mean, we're amongst friends. My mother died of renal cell carcinoma in the year 2000. I honestly didn't think she would die. I just thought that the doctors were wrong because, I mean, they've never seen this woman come after you with a yardstick. I was like, that's not going to happen. Are you kidding me? You don't know who you're dealing with. Well, it took 6 weeks and she was gone. And if you've made it through cancer, you are lucky. And a lot of people have made it through, but with damage to other parts of their body. But tributes are rolling out everywhere. And I love when new artists come up. This kid, his name is Cody Lee Vest. And he sang his heart out for Toby. Because not only did Toby entertain us with his songs, he gave back when his friend, who's in his band, when his daughter Allie died of kidney cancer. She was 2 years old. He built a cancer hospital for children here in Oklahoma. It's called Allie's House. He said, "Are you kidding me? I can tap into the best resources in the world. What good am I if I can't use them?" That's a true hero. Toby, it wasn't that you should have been a cowboy. You were.
I never asked you where you're going. I never asked you where you've been. I never called to check the story when you stayed out with all your friends. I never tried to catch you lying. I didn't want to know the truth. I'd rather go on loving, blind girl, than go on loving without you. I wish I didn't know now, but I didn't know then. I wish I could start this whole thing over again. I'm not saying that you could ever be true. I just don't want to know how it ends. You still have my heart in the palm of your hand. I still look like a fool in front of your friends. Yeah, somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then. I've always said that I don't know. Couldn't hurt as bad as leaving you. Turns out I knew what I was thinking. It ain't an easy thing to do. Well, I guess I should be going. I sure found out too much to stay. Please don't say you're sorry. I might just wait another day. I wish I didn't know now, but I didn't know then. I wish I could start this whole thing over again. I'm not saying that you could ever be true. I just don't want to know how it ends. You still have my heart in the palm of your hand. I still look like a fool in front of your friends. Yeah, somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then. You still have my heart in the palm of your hand. I still look like a fool in front of your friends. Yeah, somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then. Yeah, I wish somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then.
Great job, Cody. You guys go sign up to Cody. He's an up-and-coming artist. We like to help people when they need it. So I get so pissed when people come in and they're like, "Did you sub to Icamel?" I'm like, "Icamel has like 1 million subs. Shut up." Okay, so that's my rant for the day. Mermaid said, "I'm crying. I am too. It's going to be a tough day, but we are friends. We can cry. We can laugh. We can do whatever we want to do." Like I said, it's always good to take a break from true crime, but sometimes it's not that happy. But we're gonna make it happy because Toby Keith would want us to make it happy. Again, what he has done for cancer research in the state of Oklahoma, nobody else has done. Now, I know Fat Garth, he built a hospital for his mama, and then he sued the hospital and won like a ton of money. I'm not going to worry about Fat Garth right now. This is about Toby. And I'm very mad that Garth has not said anything about Toby. He has not put out one tribute, anything. Anyway, look at this. I'll deal with Fat Garth later. I'll probably see him at Hugo's.
They feel like they're mourning one of their own. And we just, we're thankful that we had him as long as we did. We're thankful that he had the impact he has had, and we're thankful for the legacy that he's left.
What a legacy. Today, fans all around the world are mourning the death of Oklahoma's own Toby Keith.
The country music legend passed away last night at the age of 62 after being diagnosed with stomach cancer in 2021. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Carl Torp.
And I'm Amanda Taylor. He sold millions of albums, hit #1 20 times, and has his name in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. He even made a name for himself on the University of Oklahoma campus.
And our Chris Williams will have more on his Sooner legacy in a few minutes. But when we asked, Toby told us his proudest achievement was his work serving children battling cancer. Our Jordan Fremstead shares the mission of the Toby Keith Foundation in Toby's own words.
Yeah, Carl and Amanda, in Robin Martian's one-on-one interview with Toby Keith, he shared his passion for helping children who battled the same thing he did. He said he wanted his foundation's care for children to continue long after his life.
Heavy hearts this morning as we deal with the passing of Toby Keith. So hard to believe, gone at the age of 62.
As people reflect on memories of a country music icon's life,
62 is way too young.
Very.
And these songs are going to live forever.
the evidence of his passion to help people rests on OKC's 8th Street.
The first thing I thought of when I got cancer was who's going to take care of the crowd.
Toby Keith left his mark at the top of the country music charts. But his heart beat for children with cancer.
I've got the best resources in the world. Most people don't have those connections and resources.
Since 2006, the Toby Keith Foundation has raised money for families.
Raised almost $2 million in one night last year.
This is awesome.
These are people that were selected that are very deserving of it. They get flooded with gifts, man. It's a beautiful thing.
In 2014, the foundation opened up the OK Kids Corral
We do 300 families a year.
to offer families a place to stay for free when they visit OKC for doctor's visits.
It's Ritz-Carlton meets Disney World.
A space to bring families together.
And you really draw your strength and encouragement from those other parents.
There's our calling.
His mission
Never give up.
and his care for children lives on because of what he left behind.
Don't let the old man.
And the team of doctors that he put on staff 24/7. You're not going to catch any CNAs outside smoking cigarettes. I'm telling you, he has brought in some of the best minds. And that corral that's there, like he said, it's like the Ritz-Carlton meets Disneyland. And they sponsor so many families a year, and they don't have to pay a dime. Nothing. Not a dime. It is just insane. And that's what happens when, people put, take their blessings and give back. Good morning, Minky. When they take their blessings, he has a God-given talent, not just singing, playing the guitar, and songwriting. He knows how to reach people. And he could sit around like a pompous ass and be like, oh, fuck them, get a job. No, he always gave back.
get your attention. You are looking somehow. Boyfriend's convention, and I play my guitar tonight. See that I'm crazy. I think you love me, and Lord, sing about make you feel well, I took off the taxi, I heard to bed for me. Never imagined I'd make it this far. You never to money, girl. It's a true funny girl. It took a train, it took a big car. The devil won't talk when you run in love. You can't see it crying down the hall. Starts raining, good and big saying, speed of it, got your wake up call. Sipping like crazy, down here, yeah. I'll make you love me, and always dream about radio. I oh, sister, I will reach out, baby. Come on, big. Hey, New York, sing this song with me. Let's go.
Great song, and we're going to hear more. It took me a very long time to put this show together. I was going to do it, what is today, Wednesday? Well, when I heard the news, but I was like, it's going to take me forever to find songs I don't get struck for. But again, if I do, and YouTube says, I'll start it up again. Betty says, I love Toby Keith, and there's nothing you can do about it. Amen. And I cannot believe the backlash he got from those fat cats in Nashville because he put his own beliefs into his music. You know, supporting the troops, talking about how the middle class can't win, things like that. It's unheard of, right? You're not supposed to speak your mind. You're supposed to tiptoe around people and say, ooh, I don't want to hurt your feelings. Oh my gosh. Are your feelers okay? Exactly. Here's a little backstory on our friend Toby. He got his inspiration. Well, he was going to work in the oil fields. He tried to be a walk-on at Oklahoma University. And I tell you what, Nothing was crazier than going to OU games and Toby would come out yelling at the coach and yelling at the players. And I would even yell back going, "Get Toby off the field! He's gonna mess it up!" Well, it always worked out. Still Boomer Sooner. But he got his inspiration from his grandmother's bar and diner in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Superstar Toby Keith died of stomach cancer on February 5th, 2024. In his 62 years of life, he made a major cultural impact, not just on country music, but on the world at large. Toby Keith was born in the small town of Clinton, Oklahoma, but he spent most of his childhood on a farm outside Oklahoma City. In between homes in the Sooner State, his family spent time in Fort Smith, Arkansas, where Keith's grandmother lived and owned Billy Garner's Supper Club. In a 2011 interview with the Oklahoman, Keith said of the club, "They don't even really have them anymore. It was a tavern up front and it only served beer, and you could pay cover from 6 o'clock on that night and go on into the back, and they had fine dining and a band and a dance floor." Keith's grandmother picked up the nickname Clancy, and her club's name changed to Clancy's Tavern. After Keith and his family returned to Oklahoma, they made regular visits back to his grandma's place. Keith always looked forward to going there, according to the Herald. He spent a summer helping out at Clancy's when he was 12. Watching bands play for the nightclub was what first made him want to become a musician. Keith would draw on his memories of Clancy's for his 2005 single Honky Tonk You, and he named his 15th album after the tavern. But he never actually got the chance to play there. His grandmother sold Clancy's only a few years after the summer Keith spent working there. Despite his youthful enthusiasm for music, it wasn't the career path Toby Keith initially planned on. According to an interview with Dan Rather, Keith's father and grandfather shared two vocations: military service and work in the Oklahoma oil fields.
When I came along in the 70s, there was no draft. So I went in the oil field.
According to Forbes, Keith's original plans were to go to college for petroleum engineering. He ended up going out into the fields as a derrick hand straight out of high school when the price of oil shot up at the end of the 1970s. According to 2 News Oklahoma, Keith's musical itch was scratched in those days by his band Easy Money, though a page from his day job could force him to leave even midway through a set. Keith graduated from derrick hand to operation manager, and he looked back on his time in the field as a positive experience in developing a strong work ethic. After the oil industry experienced a bust in the early 80s, Keith's father opted to retire from the business. Keith felt lost on his own, and he was soon unemployed. Work as a bricklayer and a semi-pro football player kept him going, but Keith ultimately decided to pursue music. Toby Keith's first self-titled album hit shelves in 1993, and it brought him immediate recognition. His first single, Should Have Been a Cowboy, reached #1 on the country song charts. One wonders if Keith's success with the track took the sting out of the real-life incident that inspired it.
The mullet, though, that is so 90s, and people are trying to recopy the mullet. What do you guys think when you see a mullet now? I'm waiting on jelly bracelets and neon green. The mullet. He said he was proud of that mullet. His wife even permed it for him. And speaking of his wife, you know, next month would have been their 40th anniversary. Yep. Married almost 40 years, 3 children, and he kept them all out of the limelight. He didn't want them to be involved in what he was doing.
As Keith remembered it for the boot, he and a group of 20 others were coming back from a pheasant hunt when they stopped at a steakhouse in Dodge City, Kansas. A highway patrolman he had met on the trip, Keith called him John, approached a young woman in Western clothes about a dance. She turned him down, but in less than 15 minutes, she took the floor with a young man with a similar taste in wardrobe. The patrolman took a ribbing from Keith's group over the rejection. At one point, someone in the group, who were all clad in hunting gear, remarked, "John, you should have been a cowboy." The line stuck in Keith's mind, along with the trip as a whole, which reminded Keith of the TV show Gunsmoke. The singer remembered thinking, "I bet you never heard Marshall Dillon say he had any woman problems." And so Keith's first hit was born. According to Forbes, Toby Keith's way into the country music scene was through a flight attendant who passed his demo tape to Harold Shedd, head of Mercury Records in the early 1990s. Shedd and Keith struck a $20,000 record deal, and when Shedd opened the Nashville division of Polydor, Keith followed. But corporate mergers eventually put Keith back under Mercury. The company's new boss, Luke Lewis, did not have the same passion for Keith's music as Shedd did. When Keith delivered a rough cut of his album How Do You Like Me Now in 1999, he was told that there wasn't a single hit on it. Lewis's antagonism toward his work didn't deter Keith, who decided that he'd rather walk and take his album with him. For $93,000, he got the rights back for How Do You Like Me Now and quickly took it over to the then-fledgling DreamWorks Records. They remained his label until 2004, when a series of mergers landed Keith back under Mercury and Lewis, an arrangement so off-putting that he was prepared to retire over it. Instead, Keith burnt through the remainder of his contract, then started his own label, Showdog.
And the Showdog label, which has been renamed, because he got so tired of dealing, it's his talent. And these damn lawyers always get in the way. You know, you hear ignorant people around YouTube all the time talking about people like me. Oh, tragedy pimps, all they care about is clicks and views. That's all they care about is clicks and views. Bitches, there's 146 people in here. Are you serious? But these people in Nashville, they will twist and twist and twist. Well, he got the last laugh because he discovered Taylor Swift. We'll get to that in a second.
Should Have Been a Cowboy brought Toby Keith to the attention of country music fans, but courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, the Angry American made his name known to just about everyone in 2002. The unapologetically angry response to 9/11 drew a divisive reaction from listeners. While some embraced its patriotism, others considered the song to be jingoism. The controversy was enough to cost Keith a spot on the guest list for ABC's 4th of July celebrations. According to The Boot, Keith admitted that courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue came from a place of anger. While working out, he became so offended by news coverage of the proper way to respond to the 9/11 attacks that he wrote out the lyrics on the back of a fantasy football sheet in just 20 minutes. He first performed the song for a group of Marines, but only after their commander told him that he should release it as a single did Keith decide to do so. The song wasn't wholly about 9/11. Keith's father, H.K. Covell, was a veteran, a yellow dog Democrat in Keith's description, and an outspoken opponent of what he perceived as thin-skinned softness in modern America. His death in a car accident in March 2001 affected Keith deeply and moved him to become more supportive of the military through USO tours. In 2013, Forbes declared Toby Keith country's $500 million man. His musical success enabled him to invest in other ventures and gave him a name that attracted partners. Don Maradino, a casino executive, first approached Keith about starting his own restaurant. And Keith didn't just slap his name on a building. He took an active hand in developing the menu for I Love This Bar and Grill, the name of which is a play on the title of one of his hits.
Okay, gotta tell you a funny story. My friend Maria and I, we've been best friends, almost inseparable, since 1999. She's not the only one. I do have other friends, but sometimes she'll tell you, do you have any other friends? Oh my God, why do you call me with this stuff? That is so weird. And I'm like, just shut up and listen. Anyway, when the restaurant opened at the Hard Rock Casino in Catoosa, Maria and I went, and yes, we ordered the calf fries. Toby was serving, and anyone that ordered the calf fries, he would point to the plate and tell him his balls are bigger. And it was hilarious. They ran out of calf fries.
The restaurant grew into a chain, though Keith's involvement and ownership varied from location to location.
They somehow fill a void in these cities.
According to Arizona Central, the chain was marred by abrupt closures and business controversies around 2015, and the official website lists only 2 remaining locations, both in Oklahoma. Keith had more lasting success with his record label Showdog and his liquor brand Wild Shot Mezcal. The income from those ventures was good enough that Keith could afford the occasional gamble. According to the Herald, when a clothing factory near his home in Oklahoma was forced to close, he tried to bring it back in a sustainable way with no need to turn a profit. Unfortunately, no matter how the numbers were crunched, there was no way for a pair of jeans made in that factory to compete with the price of imported competition. In a 2013 interview with Forbes, Keith lamented, "Years ago, politics branded me as a cat that was an extreme right-wing guy. The nature of many of his lyrics had contributed to his image as a conservative, but Keith never claimed that label for himself, telling the Chicago Tribune in 2016, "I've never been a registered Republican." Keith's family was mostly Democrats, and he himself was actually a Democrat for most of his life, at least until 2008. Even after he left the Democratic Party, Keith registered as an independent. Even in the early 2000s, when Keith's lyrics and public statements regarding the war in Afghanistan helped him earn a reputation as conservative, he showed a more independent spirit. He was opposed to the Iraq War, according to The Atlantic, and he voiced no opposition to gay marriage or abortion. In 2017, Keith accepted an offer to perform at Donald Trump's pre-inaugural festivities. The singer framed the decision as one supporting the office, not the individual, and Newsweek noted that he criticized both Trump and Hillary Clinton during the 2016 campaign. His friend and collaborator Bobby Pinson told the Washington Post that the best political terms to describe Keith were Toby Crat and Toby Can. Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, the Angry American brought Toby Keith to a new level of public notoriety and also turned some people against him. For one, it set off a feud with Natalie Maines of the Chicks, known at the time as the Dixie Chicks. Maines not only found Keith's lyrics objectionable, but believed the song cast all country music in a bad light, according to the Los Angeles Daily News. Keith responded by showing an unflattering doctored photo of Maines with Saddam Hussein at his concerts. Maines responded in the form of an insulting t-shirt.
That bitch was always causing problems with someone. Always causing problems. If I was those two sisters and the Dixie Chicks, I'd have thrown her in the Rio Grande. She'd been swimming in the Red River. I've been like, are you kidding me? We're just trying to sing music here, you loudmouth.
Shirt at the Academy of Country Music Awards, according to Wide Open Country. For his part, Keith considered the feud over after seeing a friend lose a child to cancer. He told World Entertainment News Network, "It seems so insignificant. I said enough is enough." Keith and the Chicks would have a chance to publicly make peace in 2008. According to the Mercury News, former Vice President Al Gore asked them to appear together in a TV spot to raise awareness of global warming. All parties agreed, but they couldn't get their schedules to line up and the idea fizzled out. It's easy to imagine Stephen Colbert, the well-meaning but inept conservative blowhard of the Colbert Report, listening to country music. But it might not be so easy to imagine the real-life Colbert who wears his love for Broadway musicals and The Lord of the Rings on his sleeve having the same appreciation. But not only was Colbert a fan of Keith, the two formed an unlikely friendship over the years. Keith was one of the first musical acts to appear on the Colbert Report. The show's host told the Oklahoman, "I didn't know what to make of the boot up your ass guy, but something down deep told me, just relax, listen to what this man was going to say and sing, and I just might have a good time."
Anybody get a boot up their ass on this one?
No.
No? No?
No, there might be. Let me think.
No.
After his first appearance on the show, Keith told Colbert, "Hey man, you do a great job, whatever it is you do." Colbert loved the remark so much that for Christmas, his producer gave him a pillow with Keith's words stitched on it. Keith went on to make numerous appearances on Colbert's shows. For his part, Keith has expressed appreciation that Colbert looked past his media reputation to get his music. In 2015, Colbert inducted Keith into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. In 2003, Keith's longtime friend and guitar player Scott Webb went through unimaginable tragedy when his daughter Allison died of kidney cancer at the age of 2 years old. Keith was struck by the stories the Webb family had to share of the support and kindness shown to them by St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital in Tennessee. At the time, Keith told The Boot, "Oklahoma City doesn't have any of these things." So Keith looked to help Oklahoma families struggling with childhood cancer. He helped found the nonprofit Allie's House, named for Webb's daughter, in 2004. He also turned his annual Toby Keith and Friends Golf Classic into a fundraiser. In 2006, Keith established the Toby Keith Foundation to help develop cost-free housing for pediatric cancer patients. In 2013, the foundation opened the OK Kids Corral. The $20 million facility is situated near the Children's Hospital at Oklahoma University Medical Center and provides lodging for patients and their families. Keith has chosen to narrow the focus of his charitable endeavors to the fight against cancer. He told The Boot, "It's nice to have something you're married to, that's your calling. Instead of just having your foundation be scattered everywhere, it's like, mine goes over here to OK Kids Corral." Keith himself died from cancer. His foundation will surely continue to provide comfort to others with the disease.
Giving back, even if it's just a kind word. Don't tiptoe around people. You can't make everyone happy. I've learned that the hard way. Mermaid, he started all this before his diagnosis, right? Yes, he did. Betty said, go back and see my comments. What'd you say, Betty? Betty, if you want to grab the link, you can come up. Would love to hear from you. I thought I did. Well, I'll go find it. I promise I will, or you'll have to put it back in. You're right, NC. He made such a great contribution. You are right.
I was was getting kind of tired of her endless chatter. Nothing I could say ever seemed to matter. So I took a little dive just to clear my head. I saw a flashing neon up ahead. It looked like a place to find some satisfaction with a little less talk and a lot more action. I paid the man at the door and pushed my way to the bar. Shouted for a drink over a screaming guitar. Drunk on the stool, tried to mess with my head, but I didn't even listen to a word he said. I knew somewhere amid all this distraction was a little less talk and a lot more action. Little less talk, if you please, a lot more loving is what I need. Let's get on down to the main attraction with a little less talk and a lot more action. Yeah, she was fighting them off at a corner table. She had a long neck bottle, she was peeling the label. The look on her face, it was perfectly clear. She said, somebody please get me out of here. The look she shot me through the glass refraction said a little less talk and a lot more action. Little less talk, if you please, a lot more loving is what I need. Let's get on down to the main attraction with a little less talk and a lot more action. Little less talk, a lot more action. Let's get on down to the main attraction with a little less talk and a lot more action. Get on down to the main attraction with a little less talk, a lot more action.
Woo! Woo! Are we awake now? We drying up the tears? Having some laughs? Woo! Look at Mermaid. She's doing the electric slide in her living room. She says the wine is on her. Will this be in a box or a bottle? And if it's a bottle, does it have a cork or a screw top? I must know. These are important things if I'm going to get my drunk on. Yes to all above. I need to know these things. All right. Now his daughter, Toby's daughter, sang with him quite often. She had her own recording contract, and he warned her. He said, these people are going to come after you to get back at me. But she did perform with him on stage. As I said before, he was very protective of his wife and his 3 children. And this song with him and his daughter tears me up. So thank goodness Mermaid is passing the wine around.
Toby Keith and his teenage daughter, Crystal. Bird. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mockingbird, now everybody. Have you heard? I'm gonna buy her a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird don't sing, don't buy me. I'm gonna buy her a diamond ring. And if that diamond ring don't shine, oh, for sure it's gonna break this heart of mine. That's why I'm telling everybody saying, yeah, yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hear me now.
me show you how this is done.
Yeah, right. Quit picking me.
I said, now, everybody, have you heard? She gonna buy me a mockingbird. Hey, if that mockingbird don't sing, she gonna buy me a diamond. And if that diamond don't shine, then it'll show through this little heart of mine. Now that's the reason why when I'm telling everybody, say,
Yeah, yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa. Hear me out and understand. She gonna find me some peace of mind. Girl, if that peace of mind won't stay, I'm just gonna get myself a better way. I might rise above, I might go below. Ride with the tide and go with the flow. And that's the reason why when I shout it in your ear, say, hey, hey, yeah, oh, no, 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 no. Lucky bird. Yeah, rise above. Ride with the tide. Girl, and that's the reason why I'm shouting in your ear, say, hey, 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 oh, no, 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 no.
Woo! And she's going to remember that for the rest of her life. She looks just like her mama. She looks just like her mama. And I hope the kids really, really, really stick together, stick by their mama, because this is going to be really tough for them. Like I said, he started his own recording label. And who did he discover and sign right off the bat? Didn't care about her age, and that is Taylor Swift. Now, she is getting a lot of publicity lately between her love life and her Grammys and being at the NFL and things like that. But he took a chance on her, and I would say it paid off handsomely for him. When she switched from country music to pop music, and people were going crazy on her. I mean, crazy. Who does she think she is? We've been there for her. He said, let her do it. Let her do it.
She's got everything that I have to live without.
She came to Nashville last year writing her own songs, singing them, and hoping someone would like them. Toby Keith did. So much so that he just signed her to his new record label. That makes them partners.
You're in the room with him and you can feel it. There's a power there and you're just like, oh my God. So I don't think I'll ever get to a point where I won't see him and be like, oh my God, that's Toby Keith.
Well, he took a chance and it paid off. Because old Taylor makes a lot of money. A lot of moolah. A lot of moolah.
I'm just trying to be a father, raise a daughter and a son, be a lover to their mother, everything to everyone, up and at 'em bright and early, I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money. There's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory. I just do it anyway. Providing for our futures, my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. I can't call in sick on Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core. And I will always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost, I know the sacrifice. Oh, and I don't want to die for you, but if dying's asking me, I'll bear that cross with honor, 'cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, sleep in peace tonight. American soldier, I'm an American soldier. Yeah, an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front line, so sleep in peace tonight. American soldier, I'm an American. An American, an American soldier.
Sleep in peace tonight. Does that give anyone chills? Gives me chills, especially when he says freedom isn't free. Someone's fighting for it. Someone is. Someone's paying for it. It's a gift. And of course, he had a lot of friends, and he loved to hang out with Sammy Hagar. This is not too far from where our friend Karma lives. And I think this interaction is hilarious.
I love this bar. Toby!
Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Somebody call the guards.
No, I got past the dogs. I got past the security. But Toby, man, what goes on in this place, man? Woo. Look at this. This is
Well, a lot of parties going on in here. This is our cabana.
Is this where I Love This Bar came from? Or did that come from the Cabo Wabo?
This was built after I Love This Bar.
Yeah.
I Love This Bar built
this. Toby, thanks for inviting me into your property over
You brought
here.
a lot of cameras with you.
Well, you're an important guy.
Well,
you know, a big star like you need a lot of lenses. I just got a question, Toby. So my experience with you sitting around is like you're a friggin' jukebox. I've never heard a guy know so many songs. Where's that come from? I mean, you got a good memory, or are you just a musicologist?
Both. I think just loving music so much as a kid, listening to everything. My first group of music albums that I had, when I look back on them and started seeing what all I'd collected, was mostly songwriters. So I would listen to any kind of music as long as the person that was singing it had written their own stuff. That's what I wanted to be, was a songwriter. And so the song was always that important to me. And I guess it's just with a God bless me with a good memory, and I just retained all of it.
Even we drink, Toby. We drink, and my memory's shrinking, but that's another story. So is my body. When you were in high school, what was your go-to music?
Haggard, anything from Haggard to Bob Seger.
Really? And in high school, you were listening to country?
I listened to Al Green.
Oh, wow.
I listened to, obviously all the country stuff, but it was Willie Waylon Hagg, Charlie Daniels, the people who wrote their stuff. And then I loved like the Bob Seger stuff. I like John Prine. I like Al Green. As far as the R&B stuff, you don't have to write their own stuff R&B. I'll listen to anybody's R&B stuff.
So what made you decide to go country? I mean, most young kids want to be rock stars. But I mean, nowadays country are rock stars, but when you were doing it, it wasn't as fashionable as it is today, right?
Right. Just that was the most comfortable, where I wrote, where my wheelhouse was writing.
Yeah.
That's where I fit. And when I sing, that's what I sound like. I mean, you mean get up and jam anything we want to do, and
I know
we make it sound like that, but it was like the stuff I wrote was more like American country, and that's where it fit.
What do you think is the best song you ever wrote in your heart?
The most important song I wrote should have been a Cowboy, just because it separated me from the nobodies to a somebody. I broke through the critical mass and had a #1 hit first out of the box. Well, then that allowed me some time for other people to research and find my music. Whereas there's so many talented guys and girls and acts that come in and they got an album and it never gets heard and they don't get a second chance, or they do get a second chance, it doesn't work. You got to bust through and have one that puts you on the board.
Yeah.
And that song was the most important one. I don't know, the best song that I think I ever wrote could be
See?
Yeah, it's hard.
It is hard.
It is.
Every time somebody asks me, I got to name 4 or 5, and then I say, well, or maybe, and then pretty soon you just say, just forget it, never mind. But
Hope on the Rock should be up there.
So within driving distance of your little mini city that you have here, what else you got around here?
I got one of the coolest old roadhouse venues in America.
What's it called?
Hollywood Corner.
Why would you call it Hollywood?
I did, and they named it that 100 years ago.
Oh, so you just didn't want to.
How weird is it that they named it that 100 years ago? 100 years. Was Hollywood even open? Were they even doing movies 100 years ago?
I don't think so, but there you go. Let's go see it.
Okay, bro.
It?
Yeah.
We're going to drive. You got a little car collection.
Yeah, we'll get something. We'll get an old beater and go over there.
We want to go vintage.
Yeah.
For this place,
you
got to pull up at vintage, right?
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this one's too new, right, Toby? That's for me. I mean, we don't want no brand new car. We're going to a diner, some 100-year-old diner.
Yeah.
This would work.
Now, your car that you got me is getting a motor put in.
It goes right here?
Yeah, I'm changing the motor.
63 Chevy Impala.
63 Chevy Impala. It spots here. So this is where your little horse stays. This is mine and yours both. We love
this car. I love that car.
This is a 69 428 Cobra Jet Mach 1 Mustang. It's my
Rubber
favorite
burning
car.
mother.
Love it.
Boom. Crazy fast, 211, 212 miles an hour. We don't want to take that.
horse.
Can't get a camera in the car.
Well, and then you and me get in there, we can't get out.
This has got diner written all the fuck over it.
This is us right here.
Boom.
This ain't a 442. This is just a straight up
Cutlass.
old 73 Cutlass rag top.
You think it's going to start, Toby? Boom, look at that. Woo, bam. That's got a little inch pepper.
I so want that car. I so want that car. Oh my goodness. Bring that car to mama.
Probably got 2-barrel carburetor.
I think it's 2-barrel.
Beautiful piece of property. How long did it take to get this all cleaned up?
My dad worked on it for about 3 years. with a bulldozer, 2 bulldozers. Wow. Just kept grooming on it.
So you took your time. I mean, you could have went crazy. And, I like it. This kind of gait Elvis would have. Wow. But this sure is beautiful out here, man. People that don't look like this, man, they can go to the city. Go back. Go home.
It's just far enough out where nobody can mess with you. All right.
Yeah.
It's closed here, but I'm going to show you these cool old pumps.
I'm glad it's closed, Toby. Otherwise, you and I would be taking pictures and signing autographs all day, especially you in your hometown.
Here we go.
So you own this thing.
Yeah.
Wow, this is cool. Welcome to Hollywood Corners. If Toby has one more business, I'm telling you, I'm going to stop him. I'm going to put him in rehab. Say, you stop it.
So this is Highway 77 north and south, and people would stop here, and this gas station is almost 100 years old. So I kept the 2 pumps. I really want to get in the gas business. I really just want to sell a little food and beer, have my little band out back. People come here and sit on bike night, and they bring high-performance cars out of 100-octane gas.
Wow, awesome. You can't get that in California.
You can't?
No, this racetrack's got it.
Well, California sucks then.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Then hold on. Shit, I got to change my hat. Okay. What do we got in here, Toby?
So this was the original. Think about this. They called this Hollywood Corner in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma in 1925. And look at these cats.
I don't quite get
Look,
that.
it says Hollywood Corner.
This is a real deal.
Sinclair gas station. They had Budweiser. Here's something selling for a nickel.
And you got a roll-up door. It's an old garage door.
A door open and it spills out on the patio. Want to go out on the patio?
Oh, hell yeah.
Plenty of area for everybody to sit. At night, we turn these lights on. Got a little shade tree, and it just turns it into like an outdoor redneck event.
That's awesome, man. Oh, this is the flatbed truck. Get out of here.
It's a flatbed trailer for a stage. And we built a drum riser behind it. And the people come stand right here and drink beer.
Here, you guys stand right here. Here, you guys stand right here. I got something for you.
This is going to be great, by the way.
We got winners. We got losers. Chain smokers and boozers.
Your redheads would be right
There
here,
it
man.
is, man. Woo, yeah, I play up here in a heartbeat, man.
It's a cool little venue, man.
You know, Toby, all this standing on a stage and stuff makes me feel like playing. We got 2 choices. We go back in the house, get the stuff, bring it back here and do it. But once we get to your house and start drinking, we probably ain't gonna.
No, we play. We're going to play there.
We just sit around, pick a a little bit. So I want to hear your new song. I want to
Sure.
hear that pirate song.
Sure.
I call it pirate. What's the name of that song?
Rum is the reason.
Yeah, Rum's the reason. Yeah, I'll drink to that.
It's time now for an acoustic jam with the Big Dog Daddy. Hey, welcome back to Sammy's Rock and Roll Road Trip, and with my dear friend, Mr. Toby Keith. And we've been talking a bunch of smack about things, and, you know, it's like, what do we really do? This is what we really do.
Big.
I've sat around and noodled with you. Every time you write a new song to me, it's just like, you've always got that one.
We had this idea, you know, pirates used to rule the world, and they were owning it back in the day. Whatever happened to pirates? Well,
They don't know real estate.
I think rum is the reason pirates never ruled the world. So I was like, I got this covered. So I started thinking around the whole world, what was the other drinks that probably took empires down?
There's a couple more of them.
I bet David Crockett had a pint in his pocket. Good whiskey at the Alamo. I know Pancho Villa had a jug of tequila when he walked the streets of old Mexico. While Blackbeard was freezing around the hurricane season, he didn't quit because of a girl. Sammy Rum is the reason pirates never ruled the world.
Yeah.
There's some more. There's some more. So while Russia was brawling, I'll bet that old Stalin was calling for a vodka martini. While the world laid in fear, man, old Hitler drank beer from a stein, eating sauerkraut and weenies. Yeah, down through the ages as they turned through the pages, they couldn't drink their diamonds and pearls.
Sing it. Rum is the reason that pirates never ruled the world. There you go. I ain't getting much done, but I'm having fun sailing on the deep blue sea, like down in Cabo. My whole body goes numb from a bottle of dark rum and the sun sinking down on me. Yeah, my catch of the day is a tall Cobra Libra. Chase it down with 12-ounce curl. You know rum is the reason, I guess. Rum is the reason, I guess. Yeah, rum is the reason that pirates never rule the world. You better believe it.
I'll drink to that. Oh, that is so awesome. Weenies? You got weenies in there?
Yeah, weenies. I got Hitler drinking beer. I got Stalin on a vodka martini.
Toby, I sincerely want to thank you for inviting me, your hospitality, you and your family and your wife. You know, our kids get along.
Yeah.
You and I get along.
Yeah.
Our wives get along.
Yeah.
To hell.
Everybody else should get along.
That's a miracle. We can do it. The whole world can do it.
Yeah, that's
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks, brother.
Exactly. Everybody else can get along. When you think about the way he mended fences with, you know, that chick and the Dixie Chicks. Like I said, those sisters should have thrown her into the Red River. Stephen Colbert, all these people. People can really get along. Nobody was put on this planet to fuck with you. It's really just kind of how you take it. And I let things get under my skin way too much. Way too much. I'm just like, what the hell did that person mean? Guess what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because that person isn't going to be at my Thanksgiving table. No. Just be cool.
I never ask you where you're going. I've never asked you where you've been. I've never called and checked your story. You stayed out with all your friends. I've never tried to catch you lying. I didn't want to know the truth. I'd rather go on loving blind, girl, than go on loving without you. I wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then. I wish I could start this whole thing over again. I'm not saying that you could ever be true. I just don't want to know how it ends. You still have my heart in the palm of your hand. I still look like a fool in front of your friends. Yeah, I wish somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then. I've always said what I don't know. Couldn't hurt as bad as leaving you. Turns out I knew what I was thinking. It ain't an easy thing to do. Well, I guess I should be going. I sure found out too much to stay. Please don't say you're sorry. I might wait another day. I wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then. I wish I could start this whole thing over again. I'm not saying that you could ever be true. I just don't want to know how it ends. You still have my heart in the palm of your hand. I still look like a fool in front of your friends. Yeah, I wish somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then. still have my heart in the palm of your hand. I still look like a fool in front of your friends. Yeah, I wish somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then. Yeah, I wish somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then.
Woo! Great music, great talent, great humanitarian. It doesn't take much to be a decent motherfucker, if you know what I mean. I love when he was talking to Sammy Hagar. He's like, if we can get along, anyone can. Because they're on totally different ends of the spectrum. Totally different. Well, I hate to bring this up, but as we know, Toby did pass away from cancer. And he gave quite an interview to a local station here in Oklahoma. I know some people are going to say, I don't want to see him like that. Well, it's part of his life. It will be part of his legacy. And his disease that took him way too young. Well, more research needs to be done. Because haven't we had enough of cancer? Hell, the government had us walking around in fucking masks forever and a day. When are they going to do something about cancer? Get this shit out of our food. How about that? Let's start there.
Music superstar Toby Keith says he will not let his recent cancer diagnosis define him.
News 9's Robin Marsh spoke exclusively with Toby, and she joins us now in studio here tonight. Robin, you talked about how he is handling stomach cancer. How is he doing?
Well, I tell you, that is the one thing everyone wants to know. How is Toby Keith doing tonight? He says he's been on a roller coaster ride, but his spirits are still good. I actually sat down with the singer at his Norman home recently. Tonight, one-on-one with Toby Keith.
This the big one? Going out, we're gonna jam.
And a lot more action.
You shouldn't kiss me like this unless you mean it like that.
So many shades of Toby.
Keep forgetting those words. There goes the show in Tulsa.
Oklahoma.
We've seen them all.
How do you like me now?
42 top 10 hits.
I should have been a cowboy.
32 #1 songs.
I want to thank my family and everybody back in Oklahoma tonight. God bless y'all. Thank you so much.
40 million albums sold and more than 10 billion streams. Toby Keith is among the top 5 richest country singers in the world.
This is my 12th time seeing him.
Fill me up.
Let's hate the party.
Yeah.
Worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And to think just 30 years ago,
It's a brand new day.
this was all part of the beginning.
It's the spirit of Oklahoma, and the best is yet to come. TV 9, TV 9.
I want to thank the Almighty for allowing me to be here tonight.
Now it's Toby Keith's health making the headlines.
I bet y'all never thought you'd see me in skinny jeans.
Don't let the old man in.
Notice.
Hang on, Mama Kay's having a moment. She's actually taken over for Snow. Snow is usually the one jumping through the phone or through the computer, the TV, whatever she's watching. Mama Kay. Gosh, he was a good-looking man. and that voice, and pennies dropped. You know, I think old Toby would actually want that put on his headstone. Thank you, Mama Kay. Can this please be a t-shirt? Panties dropped. Thank you, Mama Kay.
Noticeably thinner, the 62-year-old Oklahoma native has been in a battle with stomach cancer since his diagnosis in October of 2021.
He's knocking on my door. I knew all of my life.
It's a lot of dark hallways.
Yeah. Are you doing okay?
I am. Everybody's wanting everybody to do good in that world, you know. Songwriters are a little different than artists. Their egos aren't as good. That's a famous painting from Elk Grove. Singles of the year, album of the year. Played defensive end for the Oklahoma City Drillers. There's the old jersey. That was when I was really stupid.
We sat down with Toby at his home recently in Norman,
I'm not going to let this define what my future is.
where the singer was very open about his journey he's been on with cancer.
It ain't up to us.
Surgery, chemo, radiation. Toby is still in treatment.
Cancer's a roller coaster, so it's like you just sit here and wait on it to go away. It may not ever go away. And if it goes in remission, it's still gonna be in the back of your mind. You still gonna have to do scans and stuff.
How do you maneuver through those dark hallways?
Faith. Yeah, you have to have your faith. It's thank God that I got it too. You take it for granted on days that things are good, and you lean on it when days are bad. And it's taught me to lean on a little more every day.
Have you experienced a peace that passes all understanding?
Oh yeah, yeah. I finally got to a point in the spring. I was diagnosed in October of 21, and I was going through all the chemo and the first time I'd been through chemo and radiation surgery. And I just got to a point where I was comfortable with whatever happened. I had my brain wrapped around it, and I was in a good spot either way. So people without faith don't have that. It's the old-fashioned People's Choices on TV. These were the ones that Dick Clark hosted. That was all genre. It's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Toby says there are unexpected blessings in the middle of the storm. More appreciation for his wife, Tricia, of almost 40 years, their children and grandchildren. And another blessing coming from a song he performed last fall when he was honored as an icon at the People's Choice Awards. Toby actually wrote this song several years ago. It was inspired when he was on a golf trip with his friend, Clint Eastwood, who was about to make a movie at the age of 88.
And I go, what keeps you going? He goes, I get up every day, don't lay around. I get outside, I go outside, and I don't let that old man in. I was like, wow, okay. So I thought, you know what? I love that old man. I'm gonna go home, write him a song, send it to him.
Look out your window and smile. Don't let the old man in.
Eastwood loved Toby's song so much, he used it at the end of his movie, The Mule.
Don't let the old man in.
Toby says the song has a more personal meaning now.
What's your favorite line from that song?
My body's weathered and worn. Ask yourself,
How would you be if you didn't know the day you were born? Try to love on you and stay close to your friend.
I think that moment, though, of your wife, she was wiping a tear away.
Yeah.
What does she mean to you, Toby?
Oh, she's been a trooper. She's the best nurse. She absolutely, the first time we went to Houston, the hospital, she stepped right in and she just took control and said, we got this, let's go. So she's like, we're gonna get this, and don't worry about it. Every person in the room was just zoomed in, and then you just deliver that message, and it got its due, and then it went #1 the next day. It was like trending like how the So now they've released it to radio. I was like, Toby's got a new song out. No, he ain't. It's 4 years old. You just didn't hear it the first time because they didn't play it.
And your life was in a different time then.
Yeah.
And
The
so,
moment was perfect,
yeah.
but it found its home. But don't let the old man
And Toby Keith finds his way back home on the stage tomorrow night. I'll take you to his shows in Las Vegas. They sold out so quickly. You'll see the concert.
Well, that's really nice of you, Robin. Tell everybody thank you.
And the gift I gave Toby that got this reaction.
This is great. This ought to be framed, and I'm going to frame this up.
Don't miss it tomorrow night at 10. Robin Marsh, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Oh, Robin.
Great story.
Great
That
story.
is. I mean, if you didn't,
So good.
if you didn't know anything about Toby Keith, you're gonna love him after just watching just that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, you feel like you're the messenger for him, and I just wanted to do such a good job that it would honor him and his wife. And you know, I just felt like he was so real and vulnerable about it all. And you know, he just was leaned in the whole time that we were talking, and it meant so much.
You were saying that you were really only thinking it was going to be a 20-minute interview, and then he just sat there and he kept talking.
Yeah, we were there for a couple of hours
Wow.
with him. And, you know, I think some of the takeaways are that, you know, you're not defined by your circumstance. And that's what he said. He wasn't going to let cancer define him. And he even actually had 3 concerts in Las Vegas in December. And I think that's really a takeaway for all of us. You know, in good times and bad times, those circumstances don't have to define us.
And that's right. That's right. I just cannot believe that he gave up treatment and said, I'm done with it. I'm done with the surgeries. I'm done with the chemo. I'm done going to Houston. I'm going to spend time with my wife, my children, my grandchildren. I'm going to go back to work like nothing's going on. It's mind over matter because I would rather live than lay in the bed sick.
Don't let the old man in. I want to live me some more. Can't leave it up to him. He's knocking on my door. And I knew all of my life that someday it would end. Get up and go outside. Don't let the old man in. Yeah, many moons I have lived. My body's weathered and worn. Just ask yourself, how old would you be if you didn't know the day you were born? Try to love on your wife and stay close to your friend. Toast each sundown with wine. Don't let the old man in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, many moons I have lived. My body's weathered and worn. Ask yourself, how old would you be if you didn't know the day you were born? When he rides up on his horse and you feel that cold, bitter wind, look out your window and smile. Don't let the old man in.
Look out your window and smile, but don't let the old man in.
You know, and how he got to that performance, I will never know. What a legacy. Slim has a question for me. Hey, we'll someday be made whole again doing CLL Lives from Heaven together with a lot of greats. Brooks, who would be your first interview? Easy. My mom's mom, Manu. Because I want to know how in the hell she would smoke in a mink coat through Warehouse Market and on planes. And I just want to know how she did everything she did, because you couldn't get away with that shit now. Before we get to the last segment of today's show, I want to say thank you so much for you all being here. I know I'm not ripping on the Wanderers. We're not talking about true crime. I'm not ripping on Dawn and Candace. But you're here because we're friends. So light up the chat. This is the song that Toby will always be known for. He caught a lot of hell for this song. I mean, left and right. People didn't want to hear the truth. But we have no problem with the truth, because we don't wear our feelings on our shirt sleeves. Our feelings are for us to deal with and those close to us. Light it up. Get angry, laugh, cry, light it up.
American girls and American guys, we'll always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see old glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down our head. My daddy served in the army, where he lost his right eye, but he flew a flag out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my mother, my brother, my sister, and me to grow up and live happy in the land of the free. Now this nation that I love is falling under attack. A mighty sucker punch came flying in from somewhere in the back. As soon as we could see clearly through our big black eye, man, we lit up your world like the 4th of July. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be here when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing her bell, and it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. Brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Justice will be served and the battle will rage. This big dog will fight when you rattle his cage. You'll be sorry that you mess with the U.S. of A. 'Cause we'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be hell when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing her bell, and it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. Brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Of the red, white, and blue.
Woo! Yes! I have 3 sons in the military. Well, have been in the military. Right now, only one is currently serving. When my middle son was in Kuwait, he was like, man, I had it so much better in Kuwait. He was like, because, Craig was always bitching about that Lee Greenwood song when he was in Jordan. He's like, thank God we got to hear Toby Keith. But those are my children. Welcome to my world. With all the things you have going on when you're in a war, you're saying, thank God they switched it from Lee Greenwood to Toby Keith. Gotta love kids. Gotta love our soldiers. Gotta love people that stand up for what is right. If you've read any restaurant reviews lately, you will understand that we live in a world where people think they should be catered to them all the time. They will write out 4 or 5 paragraphs about how they didn't like their damn burrito. They'll ruin anyone's life for their own damn feelings and opinions. It's crazy. So good on Toby for standing up for what he believes in. And I hope more people do, as long as they can back it up. If it's just their 2 seconds of how they feel, that doesn't really hold any water. But I am so glad you guys have been here today, and you're my friends. You're my friends. And we will be back on the true crime tomorrow. I have a call set up with old Stacy Wandra in a little bit. I've actually been chatting back and forth with Brandon Shurtleff. I don't expect either of them to come on the show again because they can tell I'm not quite in their corner. I shouldn't say quite. I'm nowhere in their corner. But anyway, we're going to be back on it tomorrow. And again, thank you for being here. God bless the USA and God bless all of you. Thank you, mods, for being here. Thank you to all my friends. Thank you for the donation to the channel from Angel and Midwest. And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Love you all.